Broken Arrow. The story of Tom Jeffords, Indian agent, and his blood brother Cochise, greatest Apache chief. Two men from different worlds who fought side by side to change the history of the Southwest. The Arizona sun blazed down relentlessly, and everywhere men prayed for rain that would not fall. The land turned to dust and the drought burned on, scorching the mind, driving even decent men to acts of violence.
Last year, the buyers were crying for my beef. Now I can't even give it to them.
Can't say I blame them, but they'd be buying skin and bones.
Yeah. I got over 200 head. What am I supposed to do with them? Just watch them burn up?
Must be someplace where the water ain't dried up.
Sure. Up on the reservation. That's where it is. Them Apaches got all the water.
Since when? Since when does a rain fall just for Apaches?
Ain't talking about rain. They got a stream.
And it's pretty low right now.
Low is better than nothing. I've seen it, Jeffords. It starts up there in them mountains and runs straight down onto their land. Wouldn't take but a little dynamite. We could head it the other way and run it right into Wolf Hollow.
And you'd run yourself right into Apache guns.
He's right, Bert. That's Apache water.
Them Apaches don't own that stream.
It's always been theirs. That's the only water they have right now. You know that, Bert.
Droughts like this, man doesn't know what he knows. Drink?
No, thanks.
Ain't even any promise of rain.
Mister, I can tell you where there's water.
Water?
Where? Well, say it.
Well, man can't hardly talk when he's dry.
Now, where's that water you're talking about?
Water? Why, water's everywhere. It's the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Why, even before he made the earth, his spirit moved on the face of the water. It's all there in the book, in Genesis.
Yeah.
You don't believe me?
Have yourself another drink, old-timer.
None of it. Just to believe.
There's not enough water here even for my people. This land remains dry. Trouble will grow. We must find new water,
We've looked all over the reservation.
but not in Tucson.
Tucson?
There is one in Tucson who has the gift of finding water. An old man whose hair is like the snow. My brother has seen it.
Do not look to this one, Cochise. I found out about him. He tried to find water for 2 or 3 ranchers. He did not come up with a drop.
Will you bring him to me?
The way things are, I will try anything.
Those are not Apache cattle. The coyote drives them away.
They were running to the water.
You know these people? Hode and Laurie Bowers. The ranch is not far from the reservation.
Ain't no use. Can't fight the drought in them, too. Do you have to drive 'em off?
Now, Laurie.
I asked this Indian a question. He ain't bothered to answer yet.
Your animals were on Chiricahua land.
Cattle don't know no boundary lines. If they smell water, they go.
Our cattle do not go to your land.
Why should they? You get all the water you need and more.
That isn't true, Laurie. That stream is the only water the Apaches have.
The water belongs to my people. I do not let even my own cattle drink from the stream.
I don't believe it. I ain't heard of no Apache cattle dying.
I'm just saying it ain't right to blast open the side of a mountain to steal water from the Apaches. It ain't right and it ain't fair.
Is it fair for them to have all that water and not share? Is it right for them to start shooting at our critters?
They don't have water for their own cattle. Cochise told us that.
What did you expect him to tell you, the truth?
It's stealing, Bert. That water belongs to the Apaches.
That water starts up in them hills on land that don't belong to nobody. And it ain't stealing if we just change how it runs.
Bert, it's the only water they got. How are they going to live without it?
Ask about our wives and kids. How are they going to live without no water?
Dynamite's tricky stuff. Bert, you could blast that stream right underground. Then there wouldn't be water for anybody.
That's where you come in, Bert. You used to work for a mining outfit. You know how to set a blast.
No, Bert.
We kind of figured you'd help.
No.
We can't do it without you.
I said no, Bert. I mean no.
Good day, Laurie. We're dying of thirst. First our cattle, then our spreads. And if we move out, we lose everything we got. That water's the only water there is, and you're the only one can get it first. Take a long thought, Hode, before you make that nose stick.
Make yourself at home.
Oh, it's you, young fella. They told me in town you wanted to see me. Door was open. I didn't think you'd mind.
Go right ahead. As long as you don't drink up all my water.
Oh, I was just following the Psalms, young fella. Wine maketh glad the heart of man. Of course, this ain't exactly wine, but sometimes a man can't help himself.
You tell me you're one of those water-dowsing fellas.
I ain't one of those fellas, young fella. I'm Mr. Amos.
Amos who?
Amos nothing, just plain Mr. Amos. Mr. Amos the water dowser. Ask anyone twixt Maine and Kansas. You know much about water dowsing?
I'd like to learn more.
Well, first you get yourself a forked stick. Willow's the best. And you hold it out in front of you like this. Then it starts. Way down deep in your toes. It crawls right up your spine. Like a tingle. Then you know you're over water, see? Right, it starts to dip down just like it come to life. Pulls so hard sometimes you can hardly hold it.
You worked for a couple of men in Tucson. You didn't find water for them.
Oh, that's because they didn't believe. Them's from folks that believe. I found water for them. There's more of them, lots more of them. Most of them couldn't hardly read or write.
You really think you can find water?
Oh, there's water everywhere. In the sky, in the earth, in the sand, and the rocks.
Rocks?
Rocks. Moses, he gave the rock a smack and the waters came flowing out. Hey, it's all there in the book.
Let's go to work, old-timer.
You gotta believe, if I'm working for you.
Not me. You're working for Cochise.
Howard, we're gonna talk. Might be you won't like it. We're gonna talk. We got some adding up to do about what we got in this place. 6 years of your life. And 6 years of mine.
It's been hard for you, Laurie, I know that.
You used to say I was pretty. Well, look at them hands. Like a man's. My skin burnt to leather, my hair to straw. I ain't never minded. I ain't cared. Not as long as we was going somewhere. Now?
Laurie, I didn't make this drought.
I love you, Hode. That's why I married you. But a woman can't make all the decisions. A woman's got to have a man to lead her.
But where, Laurie? What can I do?
Get us some water. They need you, Hode. Ain't none of them ever handled dynamite before.
What about the Apaches, Laurie? You heard Cochise. That's all the water they've got.
He was lying. Don't you know he's lying? They just don't want to share, that's all. Oh. You're wrong, Hode. Bert ain't got more to lose than we have. You can't lose more than everything. These past 6 years, I give all I could. I'm tired. I can't give any more. Not when there's no hope.
Laurie, please.
You go ahead and let that 24-headed cattle die. You go ahead and start all over again. Only this time you'll be starting without me.
Bring the old one you have asked for.
The water devil.
Nonsense. He ain't got nothing to do with the devil.
This one has a strong spirit. There are people and animals here who sicken and die of thirst. Good things will be said for you if you find the stronghold.
Cochise, I
Water for us.
Where do you want him to look? I promised to bring the old one here, but I did not promise that he would find water.
He will find it.
How many of them we gotta drill?
I figure 3.
We turn the water over that ridge. Wolf Hollow's the only place it can run.
It's gonna make trouble, Bert. Ain't nothing gonna hold them Apaches. It's gonna be killing and burning.
Might as well die fast as slow. All right, let's get them started with their medicine.
Say where we ought to dig to find God's precious water. Bend down, Rod. Say where we ought to dig for God's precious water. Bend down, Rod. And say where we got to dig for God's...
Trouble?
I ain't getting no action. Must be a bad rod.
Well, it's from a willow. You said willow was the best. Want to try something else?
It's hot. It's mighty hot. It could do with a drink.
Well, you all could.
When you find the water.
I mean a drink. I got to get me a drink. I tell you, I'm just no good without it.
This old one is no medicine man. He makes fools of us.
I can't help it. I get no feeling when I'm like this. My hands, like two lumps of clay. And the rod is just a piece of wood.
Your mouth is filled with big words, but you do nothing. Send them away, Cochise. Apaches are not children to be laughed at.
I'm afraid. Can't you see I'm afraid? I'm always afraid it ain't gonna work. And that's what the drink does for me. It helps me to believe I'll find water. It just won't work if a man don't believe.
I believe.
You mean that, Cochise? You ain't just saying that. You really mean it?
I believe this thing.
Now try again. Bend down, Rod, and say where we ought to dig to find God's precious water. Bend down, Rod, and say where we ought... It's here! Try it. See for yourself. Oh, you ain't got the feel. Dig here. Dig here.
How deep?
I'll ask. Bend down. Rod, by cubit's measure, say how deep we'll find God's treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. The rod says 6.
It's the height of a tall man. You will bring us water.
That do it for this one?
Solid rock. We'll take another. I ain't promising nothing, Bert. Could be we'll drive that water underground.
I'll take my chances.
Give me the fuse.
Still dry, Nikiah?
There is no sign of water.
My brother is worried. Nikiah stands 6 feet tall, Cochise.
He is not used to Apache beer.
Cochise still puts his faith in this man?
I saw the stick bend.
And if the hole stays dry?
Then we have lost nothing.
There she goes. All right, get out of here.
Came from the mountains. They did it. They went ahead and did it.
What do you mean?
I know what makes this thunder, Cochise. The ranchers are using dynamite in the mountains.
For what?
To divert the stream so that it will run to their own land.
What's wrong?
turn the water. It must go to the low place that is named for the wolf. The cattle can get there only through the canyon. We will be there first.
Cochise, you must not take guns to their land.
They've taken our water to their land.
Give me some time. Let me talk to them.
I'm sick of words. This water is the life of our women and children.
Smart idea you're on, Hode, running them through 25 head at a time.
Hode, anything wrong?
He's still looking for trouble.
Helen! Don't go into that canyon, Callums.
We got water in Wolf Hollow.
That's Apache water.
It's on my land.
Where are they?
Up ahead. Behind all those rocks.
Back of us, too.
Agent Jeffords! Does my brother stand with these people?
Go ahead, tell him, Jeffords. Or let me tell him for you.
We found the water. Was there all the time, just like I said. That well ain't dry and never was. Just had to keep on digging.
Are you sure? Cochise? You have water in the stronghold, Cochise.
He's the one that did it. He believed.
You said 6 feet.
Not feet, cubits. 6 cubits, like it says in the Bible. That comes to 9 feet. Now, what was all the shooting about?
For a little while, I did not believe.
There ain't no words. There just ain't no words. You sure you won't change your mind and stay on with us?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. Looks like I got an awful lot of work to do.
It's starting with me.
Then there's Fred Hoster and all them others. And I hear it's getting awful dry up around Bowie.
I'm sorry. We could use an extra hand. Come March, I won't be much use around the place. Guess that's why I've been so ornery. I just wanted the young one born to something. Now, you watch that shoulder.
We gotta get moving, old-timer. Cochise, you hear any more dynamite, don't let it bother you. We'll just be moving that stream back where it belongs.
I guess I owe you an apology, Mr. Amos.
Oh, forget it, son. Forget it.
After you've finished with all these other folks, maybe you'd come over to the agency and find me some water.
Well, now, that all depends. Do you believe?
After what I've seen, I'd be the biggest fool in Arizona if I didn't believe.
Come on, then.